Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome back. It's like for the brand new grade book right here. And you see right here is I went ahead and paint right here is a portrait painting right here of me right here, for graduation. And I'm like warned to where anybody who looks at a grade book and they're like warned to where, yeah, these are basically like, ideas, any type of, reviews about, how well you did in class it is, as well as, for any updates. But, I of course painted this picture right here. Just got done with it actually with basic the basic idea right here, and working right here with Photoshop right here is that. But on the other hand too, I'm sure more likely any other updates of course that are working on basically about getting this done or getting that done. It is for anything about the grade book. That any updates that need to be performed it is. But on the other hand, they have right here is like an example right here of me right here. I was also thinking about maybe including the American flag in the back or something like that. But on the other hand, too, talk about for grade books though is that you talk about like a brand new release and from my ever since my high school years at my cap and gown were a green type color. So just think about what background it may be that would present for this right here. But then I picked right here is for green. And if anybody were to think about this right here, to where this right here will be like an example right here of a tassel. So we're like one usually on graduation you have to rotate that. If there would be from a from the left, I think from the right to the left, something like that. From right to the left. But anyway, from the last painting that I did, I think I put it right here. This will be if I can remember right, it will be on the right. So it's like yeah, from right to the left or something like that. But if I can remember right, this will be I guess from looking at from the from my side, I guess it will be the left. So we may think that it sounds a little bit confusing right here, but I think most graduations that they would ask you to do that is to rotate your tassel from the left, from the right to the left, showing it's like for your graduation. So I can remember that from my graduation and thinking about it's like yeah that knowing about the cap had to be on a certain way and then knowing about the proper things that we had to dress for while we were wearing our cap and gown during the graduation. So a lot of things that we may think about as to where that yeah that 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 they and they may tell you some things maybe at the last minute too, such as to where that your tie is not on straight, or hey that you're supposed to hold your diploma up like this or something like that. But on the other hand, that for anything that is basically required towards graduation, and like for like a grade book though, and like Warren, to where whenever you look at a grade book, this right here will be like the one the painting I was just working on right here, and then I'm like yeah that you see right here is a little bit of green right here, and I use like which is like a besides the the CMYK, if it's going to be any of those digital colors for illustration as well right here with Photoshop. But you have right here, and right here is for Matt McGuire, and then you have right here is for a brand new grade book. And also, from the other activities talk about is like for the notes, and then as well as reviews and stuff like that. But whenever we look at a grade book, all we necessarily thinking about is to where that yeah that it's been so long, you kind of know about how well you did, and think about as to where how we handle it when we if we would have failed a class or two or something like that, for what could be arranged for passing. But on the other hand, that one of the other things that's more likely frustrating too is that you may remember working on an assignment, but you look back, I'd say about 8 weeks later or something like that, and then you can't find it in that certain location. I know nowadays with online classes that could be very aggravating, and like I mentioned before, as to where sometimes that even work on something, if you just got to look at it for a few seconds just to kind of figure it out. But some that may say that in order to be able to graduate, that you may have to get together some previous files, I guess if you want to call them puzzle pieces, pre-created puzzle pieces that were made from previous classes, and then put them together in like thumbnails. It is, but on the other hand, you have right here are these I can call them like example of puzzle pieces right here because I use the brush tool, and then whenever you're after you get done with the mouse control about the painting details right here of like the facial hair, and as well as then the nose, and then as well as the reading glasses, and then with the cap and then gown, and then the typos it is that I wrote right here for my name, for Matthew McGuire, and then GPA score. So a lot of these right here, I guess, would be like, say, kind of like what you call examples of pieces of the puzzle, pieces that you're basically putting together right here. And with these pieces that you may think about is to where, oh yeah, you have them all together, and then 8 weeks later, and then they could be maybe disassembled, or some problems that happened to where they were not updated properly. So I'm sure that could be very aggravating too. But then one thing to look at is to where that really about if we want to call them like maybe easy tricks or tips, or if it's going to be anything that such as shortcuts. So is that ways of how to fix these. We may not have to repeat steps 1 through 5 just to fix some of these. We may only have to repeat maybe 2 or 3 of them. But then if that's the case, then yeah, that just think about it, is to where try not to put any more stress and pressure is compared to from where we're at now. So thinking about it is to where that yeah that and I know how frustrating that can be, is to where you're trying to get something done, and then it's like that whenever you're missing something or problems come in, and that's whenever it could be very aggravating. But on your hand that you have right here are like the Gradebook examples right here. And whenever we look at this, and you're like wanting to really, I'm like, you have right here is a tassel. The tassel is supposed to maybe present is to where from before you graduated and then after you graduate. But then on your hand, that I'm like wanting to where yeah, anybody who wants to maybe see some examples of like maybe the American flag, I'm like you have like maybe a little bit. I know that most schools maybe go by like a mascot or something, maybe by the school colors or anything like that. But so it's like you're like wanting to where that you may include, if you want, maybe on the portfolio, maybe the American flag, you say the red, white, and blue, or maybe a few other country flags, and knowing about the school that you went to. But on your hand to anything creative, artistic. So I guess the bottom line is that yeah, go by what's required, and for what that they need to see before graduation, and then think about it as to, well, whenever we look at a grade book, that with me though, that I can't enjoy looking at this, not just because that, oh yeah, well that right there, it's like that basically shows us to where if you pass or if you fail a class, it basically shows us to where that this is a brand new releases of how well you did in class. And since it's been over 8 years since 2014, since my last updated, and I was like warned to where that a lot of those dates seem like that they were all expired, and so just to get most updated and think about for how well what has improved from over the years. And so anybody will probably say, well, if you graduate, you have to tell me the story for how well you did. I would like to know a little bit more about this or that. So it seems like to where whenever you do graduate, then you're going to maybe have a few people who are going to want to do interviews and maybe want to review your work, and then that besides a job offer. So I know anybody might say, any student is going to probably say that whenever you pick up a job somewhere after you graduate, and that's whenever that maybe people want to give you a little bit more attention. So they want to start asking you more questions. Hey, how would you do? Or how did you do that? And so it's like there may be some things about some stories that maybe cannot be explained about the whole part, but whole portion of the story. But on your hand, I guess it's all about getting the people's attention about you pass that class, or you graduated, you earn your bachelor's or your master's or maybe your associates or so, graduate degree, and now that you're working somewhere or you're working on something. So it seems like it's all about keeping the students busy. It seems like that's what it's all about keeping us busy. I guess the truth of the matter is, it's all about keeping you busy, but knowing about the important responsibility, knowing about graduating, and knowing about the next steps. So it's like other than that, like for a brand new grade book, for release, knowing about right here, May 25. Thanks for watching.